change, baptized in muddy water, let me hear you say, let it rain, let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. It's about to get dirty in the dirty south. About to show you what it's all about. Don't worry, the surrounding crowd. We ain't scared, we're still throwing down. We gonna tap, gonna tap.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. The running game will be a focus today. The Rams are top 10 in rush yards allowed, and they're going up against a Falcons team that will need to figure out how much it can count on the run. So with kickoff approaching, let's send it over to our commentators here this afternoon, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, we haven't had NFL football in this city for 22 years, but football is back here in Los Angeles. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup lined up here between the Atlanta Falcons and the Los Angeles Rams. Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
To throw on second down is gone. And that's complete to Brian Quick. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And he was able to find a very soft spot in that zone coverage.
I love that term, Brandon. That soft spot where you find the open area, set up, and catch the football before the hard collision comes afterwards.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
On first down, it's Gurley. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I'm still astounded by the recovery of Todd Gurley from the knee injury at Georgia, the offensive rookie of the year in his first season.
Yeah, over 1,100 yards, and now, they drafted the rookie, Jared Goff. Kind of see him as their future, but so much of the focus has to be on Gurley this year, doesn't it?
And the future becomes now if Todd Gurley keeps running the football the way that we've seen him run it in the past, because that will make it easier to break in a rookie quarterback.
And this offense certainly hoping that a veteran wide receiver in Britt can set the tone here in this one.
And we've seen better maturity out of him as his career has gone on, but no lack of speed. He can still get deep and hurt a defense.
All right, here we go. Blue landing. Black 99 Philly. Here we go. Black 99 Philly. Here we go.
A play fake to Gurley. Now gone. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. So on now is the all-pro punter from 2015 out of Oregon State, Johnny Hecker, to kick it away. Back deep for Atlanta, Devin Hester. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. First carry now. This is Johnson. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
On second down, here's Rodgers. Throwing over the middle, And it's incomplete. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target. And that takes us from second to third down. The starters on defense here for Los Angeles.
Aaron Donald's dimensions were talked about big time when he first entered the league. Many called him undersized. Now they just call him all-pro.
Buying time. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. William Hayes in there to get him. And that is sack number 15 for him on the year. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, L.A. Chris Conley, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Rams are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, that was the fly route for a touchdown, and since he caught that one and scored it, I got to tell the story. Before the game, we were standing there. He was running deep routes, dropped one. It bounced up and just hit me right in the gut, and I said, come on, man, but there was no drop.
Yeah, you okay now?
I'm good.
All right,
I'm good.
We got the ice pack up here. You're just fine. What I loved about it was the subtlety of the route, because everyone knows he's fast. They're going to play him for that route first and foremost, but sometimes it's a head fake. It's varying your speed off the line of scrimmage. It's giving the defensive back different angles to think about. Is he going inside? Is he going outside? And then, as you noted, he just took off past him. Oops. There he goes again.
Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. Screenplay, Johnson. And all the way down to the 26. Good use of the pass there to pick up the first down against a defensive look that they had specifically prepared for, they told us, coming into this one.
Certainly seems like they're holding all the right cards now, doesn't it? Because of their preparation. Went back, watched the tape, studied the tendencies, and they feel like they had them down cold, and they were able to use the pass against them. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Rodgers will try again on second down. Caught right side, Davis. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be third down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Yeah, Bryant missed it. No good. Wide to the left there for Bryant. And this score will stay right where it is. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, set this one off target.
They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
And when you're trying to set up a counter play, that's what a lot of people call an influence play. You're really hoping those defensive linemen are really agile that day. If they stayed out late the night before the game and they're not moving as fast, it's a lousy call, because that means they're just going to sit in the hole that you hope to create just by the movement of your offensive line.
And there they got the ball to the outer third of the field, but tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, things get stacked up in there if they don't move as well as you want them to, and probably just trying to escape and couldn't get away.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked up by Robert Alford. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. And the Falcons now making their way back out onto the field. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, Well, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. And Steve Smith hauls it in. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And this is going to be incomplete.
Really good, smart play by the defense, understanding 3rd and short, guarding the first down sticks, and being able to make a play on the football and bat it down.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. Rodgers going to go on 4th down. Open man, it's Vernon Davis. And he's going to get this one down right to the edge of the red zone of the chalk of the 20.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
This will be caught at the 2. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing.
And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Chris Johnson with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. And they'll get set here looking for the 2-point conversion. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll run it with Johnson. And this play is not going to work. He stopped short of the goal line, and this will remain a 7-6 ball game. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Rams offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
He's going to try and go deep again. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Antonio Cromartie. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Robert Quinn in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. He gets it into the hands of Larry Fitzgerald. That one goes for 24 yards.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. They were trying to get it there to Chris Johnson, the running back. And it's 2nd down. And just one tick to go, so this will obviously be the final play of this first quarter. Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Falcons in possession to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 3rd and 10 here to start things out. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. It's caught. Nelson. It'll be a gain of 16 and give them a first down as well.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that 3rd down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a first down.
3rd time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on 3rd, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
Rodgers now on first down. He's going to launch this thing. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tremaine Johnson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
After the interception, here's Goff. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. So they just got the football on an interception. They almost gave it right back the same way.
And you know, when you look over to the bench after that type of a play, number one is pure relief. Didn't give it up. But it's not the coach you're worried about yelling at you. It's those guys on defense who just intercepted the pass who want to break over there. Hey, take care of the football, man.
On 2nd and 10, Goff. And this is incomplete. He was looking for Todd Gurley. And it's 3rd down. 10 yards to go on 3rd.
Here we go. Green, 39. Green.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. The NFL sack leader from 2014, Justin Houston, in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Take it at the 37. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. And here now come the Falcons. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better. We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. Caught on the left side, Fitzgerald. And he's brought down after a good gain. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And let's see 6 defensive backs out there. They're in the dime here on 3rd and goal. Rodgers now on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target. And it's 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash here, should be an easy one.
And that was a nice play. He knocked it away, but obviously you want the interception in this situation. You want to take away any chance that they have any decision to make on 4th down. But things happen so quickly in the end zone in this compressed area of the field that you're just happy to knock it away and not allow a touchdown.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Rams getting set to go now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 15 yards through the air and a first down. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Play clock winding down. Goff on first down. He'll throw underneath for Gurley. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Green 39! Green 39!
On 2nd down, here's Goff. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Call it a 3-yard gain. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to the City of Angels after this timeout. Offense coming up, needing 2 yards on 3rd down. Back to the ground, this time with Gurley. Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. Touchdown, LA. Todd Gurley, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Rams are going to jump back in front. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. On the return, the old reliable Devin Hester, the veteran. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Rodgers. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A really nice game. Gain of 25 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Green 18!
midfield. Here's Rodgers. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Rodgers will try again on second down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
So we're 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look, 6 DBs. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. And now they're in the hurry-up. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. Smart approach there, using the run to pick up the first. And that was a defensive setup they prepared for this week, knowing that keeping it on the ground was the best way to attack it.
And that means also that they're able to read them pretty well. All the things they prepared for, when they get to the line of scrimmage, they see it in pre-snap recognition and know exactly how to attack based on their planning and preparation.
So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down.
Not only did they drop it, looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
Rodgers now to throw. And he comes back with one complete. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Rodgers to throw.
On 3rd and 1, I think everyone in the stadium thought they'd try and run the football there, but they tried to surprise the defense and hit something through the air. Instead, it results in an incompletion.
And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down. Here we go with Johnson. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. A final shot before half for Rodgers. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Steve Smith in the final seconds of the first half. And the Falcons have once again taken the lead. And the lead is now 2. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we send you cross-country to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando with our halftime report, here's Larry Ridley. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
Rodgers to throw on second down. Underneath for Johnson. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
10 yards still left on second down. On second down, here's Rodgers. Now they go screen. It's complete. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. Now that screen there on second down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
I enjoyed watching Robert Quinn in pregame warm-ups with you down on the field. Did it surprise you how tall and angular he is? You wouldn't think he'd be able to play against the run that well, would you?
But he can, and he showed it right there, didn't he?
That's that wrestling background he has. He understands leverage as well as anyone in the game. A big-time wrestler.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Tremaine Johnson. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
All right, here we go. Green, 38. Check 24. Over.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Here we go now. Check. 4 down. Here we go.
They come up in an offset eye. Here we go. It's Gurley. They'll give him a yard on the play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
I tell you, on 4th and 1, when you're way back on your side of the field, I thought this might just be an attempt to draw them off and get the first down that way. But they were going for it the whole time, and they wind up getting it.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They'll come out in the pistol. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs. In this case, the feet, did a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the game.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. It's Gurley. A strong running. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie up to make the tackle. Well, able to shed some tacklers, but it's all for naught.
Yeah, that doesn't even seem fair, does it? Because this guy was breaking tackles, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what he did. A really good effort by him, but give credit to the defense of giving up no gain.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. To throw on second down is gone. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Throwing on 3rd. Goff. He finds Quick. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
And fit's the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even add a little extra at the end with a short run.
Chris Conley, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. Second down following the incompletion. Another pistol look here. Now on second down, this is Gurley. And room there to work it inside the 25. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
They come up in an offset eye. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down at a yard.
3rd and 2, and they ran the ball for only 1 yard, and everybody's going to scream at the offense. Let's give a lot of credit to the defense on that play. Defensive front out leveraged the offensive line. They got more people to the football. Yeah, they won that battle in a big way, and they're forcing a big decision now by the guys on offense.
So they don't get a touchdown here on this opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think you still say mission accomplished as they come away from it with the lead.
Absolutely. You got to apply the pressure here, make the other guys play catch-up for a while, and now you just hope your defense can step up and protect the lead.
They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And a cut to the left sideline. A big run there by Johnson. 42 yards. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. Trailing here in the 3rd, and that run might just be the spark that this offense needs.
And don't you just get the sense that he's going around not just in the huddle, but looking over at the bench and saying, ball, give me the ball. Let me carry this thing home. The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Now Rodgers throwing on second down. Trying to lay one up deep. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Jordy Nelson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Falcons have once again taken the lead. So they're going to go for 2. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Rodgers will throw for it. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get into the end zone as the two-point conversion is successful. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And it's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And the Rams now coming out on the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They go play action here on first down. He's going to go deep for Conley. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, L.A. Chris Conley with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Rams are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And that will tie our game here in the third quarter. Back now in Los Angeles. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And Davis with it left side. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And a cutback left. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
I thought guys that were over 30 weren't supposed to run the football this well in the National Football League. How about that veteran leadership? A big-time run combined with some nice blocking by his offensive line, showing that the ins and outs of being a veteran still has his place in this league. His odometer is not totally turned over yet. Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. On second down, Johnson. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he'll get down to about the 26-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They'll run it. This is the veteran Cedric Pierman. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They send the tight end Davis in motion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Shift together here from the D-line. Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon and able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, but what a nice job improvising, finding other options, and completing the pass anyway.
Now receiver in motion left. And here we go on 1st and goal. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. Give him 4 on the carry there. It's 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
And now for the offense, this is play number 11 here on this drive. They come out here in the eye. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Patrick DeMarco, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons have broken our tie. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And following that long touchdown pass, a 1-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. The offense certainly looking to score some points, but they also need ball security here late as we get down to the final moments of this one. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. On first down, gone. And that is incomplete. He was looking for the tight end, Lance Kendricks, there. That'll bring up 2nd down. He's back to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times, trying to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful. He'll look to throw. He's got the hook up with Conley. And he is going to lose yardage here. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though. Huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. Now a handoff, Johnson, and that play. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. They come out here in the eye. They go to Johnson again. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And the Rams are going to go ahead and take another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. To throw is Rodgers. And he's got Fitzgerald. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. When we see another great performance like this out of Aaron Rodgers, you have to chuckle thinking that his only FBS offer was a walk-on at Illinois.
And now he's the pride of Butte Junior College, of course at Cal. And I remember watching him play at Cal, and he would run 7-on-7 drills. Angry if the ball ever hit the ground, and he didn't do it very often.
Rodgers throwing here. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And eventually stopped just shy of the goal line right around the 2. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up first and goal. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal. And they're going to speed things up here.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to...
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Stonewalled on second down. Now let's see what they can do on third and goal from the 2. Here comes the D swarming to the line. Now they bring a receiver in motion right. They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Here we go, a big play in a tight game late. They're going on fourth and goal. Rodgers with a keeper, and he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
Here's Bryant for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.
Yeah, and the best part about it is just seeing how teams battled all the way to the end, you know. Didn't really matter. The scoreboard was pretty well set, but they still competed until the final whistle.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. From Los Angeles, so long, everybody.